talk tonight about the experience that a military family member goes through on an active duty base. My experience is a little bit, it's not as fresh as perhaps some of you have had because it was about 3 years ago, but I think the experience was pretty similar. We were part of a very small military community in Germany called Bamberg, and we had about 2,000 soldiers, I'd say, on the base, which for a military community is very small. You shop at the same stores, your kids go to the same schools, you go to the same chapel. But it was an interesting time. I was the family readiness group leader for Dimitri's battery, and we basically worked to make sure that the spouses and family members were provided with the services that they were supposed to be provided with, and that they knew how to access those services. I remember a time when a friend of mine came to me after Dimitri mentioned this car bombing at the gate, and she said her husband had called her. He was a young sergeant, and he was in charge of cleaning up. And he witnessed a couple of younger soldiers doing something that was quite atrocious and very much not a part of their nature. We knew these guys, and they were really good kids, and it disturbed him so deeply. And that night he had to burn his uniform because it was soaked in blood. And she came to me, just, how am I going to know him when he comes home? I thank God for Senator Obama. I remember Dimitri and I were really opposed to the war from the beginning. And we were so fearful going, what is going on with our country? We were overseas and somewhat separated from it, but I just remember this breathlessness thinking, they're going to send these people off to die for nothing, and this is so stupid. And I remember Senator Obama speaking out against the war when it was not popular and when it was politically very risky, and have been a supporter of his ever since. And I'm so grateful that he's had the courage to stand up to conventional wisdom, to this sort of whipped up idea of what patriotism really means. Thank God we have people like Barack Obama who are willing to fight for their country and say what needs to be said about our country, and who are willing to look at who we are as a people and who we are as a nation and our policies in a very honest way. And I'm very grateful for that. And I also want to say about Senator McCain, that echo what Paul said. He did do a lot for our country, and he deserves our respect. And I am so tremendously proud of Barack Obama for having the dignity and the decency to honor him. In spite of the way he's treated, his service to our country, being a community organizer and a senator and giving so much, has been laughed at and mocked. And I was disgusted in 2004 to watch, delegates at the RNC convention wearing Band-Aids with little purple hearts, mocking John Kerry for his service to our country, and that is what they're running their platform on now. And I thank God that our, Senator Obama's supporters are bigger than that, and that they have that kind of dignity, and they recognize that some things are sacred. Barack Obama's being a community organizer has been a laughingstock to the Republicans lately. And for any of us who have ever organized and made phone calls and knocked on doors and worked to get out a message to make change in our country, it's an insult. And I wish we had a community organizer in the White House when we were nation building in Iraq, because that's what that country needs. Somebody who recognizes that the United States was founded on community organizing, and people coming together around sets of ideas and around their own best interest and working. And so I'm very proud of Senator Obama's experience. I think he's more than qualified, and I hope that the McCain campaign can begin to treat Obama with the respect that he deserves.